So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Dashamsha chart video of the week. And today we're going to be covering Sun in the second house of your Dashamsha chart. As in what happens when Sun is in the second house of your D10 Dashamsha chart, which is one of the most important charts in Vedic astrology, which is known as the obligation to society. What is your obligation to society? How is your work going to manifest? So we can see all of that with, arrangements of planets in the Dashamsha. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular position, what sign it's in, what, other planetary placements you have, all your birth chart placements, everything related to astrology, check out the links here in the shop section, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Maga Vedic Astrology Academy, including my PDF report here as well. And I'm going to be actually making 5 additional videos in the coming 2 weeks on KRS vlogs, which, as you know, is pretty much funding the movie Meeting Ketu, which is slated to come maybe late November, maybe December. Let's see how long it takes to finish the post-production. So anyway, let's start with our video. So first of all, what is the second house of the Dashamsha chart? Second house obviously will represent the earning made through your career. If you, let's say, attained earnings through your family, earning through inheritance, and earning through winning some lottery, that's going to be more of your birth chart, Ekadasamsa chart, Hora chart. Okay. But this is the earning you receive with your actual work. Because you guys should know now, Saturn is the Atmakarka of Dasamsha, which means Saturn is not like, sitting home and receiving money. Saturn is like, you better go out there and work. So that's the second house. Second house also represents fame you receive through your career, through your work in society. It's your reputation. And it's also, what do you value in your career and the work that you're doing? Fine, you may value gems, you may value lavish lifestyle, fine foods, fine wine, fine cigars, but that's not through the Dashamsha. That's the birth chart. The Dashamsha shows what is it that you value when you're working. What is the what value do you give to your work? So Sun is here, the biggest and the brightest and the baddest planet, the king. One thing you will see that this person, first of all, becomes extremely careful of how they spend their money related or related to their personal life from their career. If you've got investments coming, fine, you may buy your spouse, lavish things and your children lavish things. But when you're making that money, this Sun, remember, the king knows how much money is in the kingdom. And they'll be like, okay, we have this much. Let's spend this much here, let's spend this much here. They become very careful of what they're spending on. They'll think 10 times before they spend something. But at the same time, such a person will receive a strong fame and powerful attribute in their career. So even if, let's say, you are not a CEO or executive, but you are in a company working, you will see that a person's respect will rise through their work, through their attitude, in their work. Like such a person, even if they're not like CEOs or presidents, they'll have this regalness to them. Like when you see this person's resume, when you see them and sitting in front of you, I'm like, wow, impressive. I think this person might be overqualified to work for me. I'm kind of like a little bit intimidated by this person, because second house is pretty much the gain of the first house. And we already know what Sun does in the first house. And especially for this individual, what they value is good leadership. If they're going to work somewhere, they're going to make sure who is the manager, how good is the manager, what has the manager done, what has the CEO done. Are they worthy of receiving my energy in their company? because it's the king who's valuing and evaluating, the work ethics of other kings. This is not the person who will just simply go for a job or work because you're paying them more money. They want to know who is in charge. How are they, being in charge of things? How do they manage things? Oh, they're doing this. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like this. Okay. Yes, I like this company. You know what? I'll choose this company over this company because I think I like the management here, even though it's lesser money. But at the same time, this is a person that becomes quite political within their career and within their personal life, meaning such a person kind of wants to dive into politics, wants to dive into, spreading information related to what's happening in the government. But one thing you will see that this person, because of the fact that they are so much like this kingly individual who values everything that the king would, one thing that they tend to ignore, or one thing that they tend to not have, is the peace of mind within their private space, peace of mind within their home, because they're constantly focused on their kingdom of work. So even if you're, let's say, an entry-level person, you're thinking, oh my God, we've got this coming tomorrow, we've got this coming next week, and we need to execute this one, and this person has to do this, otherwise this is not going to work. You constantly think of that. But when Sun is in the second house, ultimately, this is an individual who will attain a leadership position either at the age of 25, at the age of 34, or at the age of 38. One of these places, one of these ages, this person becomes a highly respected and, somebody who will have some kind of a title in their life. And especially you will see when they use their voice, their vocal strength in their work, there's an authority to it. There's like, naturally you just feel like, man, what are you doing in this position? You should be a manager. But of course, just because you think you can be a manager, you can't. If you got the luck from your past life helping in your chart, yeah, you'll become the great manager. Otherwise, if the luck is not there, it's not going to happen, So anyway, guys, this is my analysis of Sun in the second house of your Dashamsha chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your Sun is placed, all the other astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you on Friday with our